Okay, welcome back to Corey Rawson Schools. We're here to talk about egg drop. Maybe you do egg drop and Pascal's principle. And I was student teaching back in the spring of 1994, and our school, as New Lexington High School, was involved with Science Olympiad. And they had done pretty well, and they got to go to a state Science Olympiad, which was in Columbus on a Saturday morning. So I went with them, and I saw there for the first time egg drop. I don't remember ever hearing about it before. And they were going up on a scissor lift and dropping these containers off with eggs in them. Hopefully they survive. And I said, well, that's boring. You know, they're just, all you do is you make a 6x6 box and you stuff cotton balls or something in it that's real light, and just make it fall as slow as possible. If I ever get the chance to do this, I'm going to build a steel container, fill it full of fluid, drop an egg in there, and prove the Pascal's principle. So about 10 years later, I was at a teacher's workshop during the summer at University of Toledo, and we're going to do egg drop. Great. So I did this, and we dropped that eggs off of Parks Tower at University of Toledo, 160 feet off the roof approximately. And the other ones, you know, wouldn't matter if they dropped it from space. It was just going to tumble as it reached terminal velocity down that whole 160 feet. This guy accelerated all the way to the ground, left a crater the size of a dinner plate, but the egg was fine. So I'm going to talk to you about how that is. First of all, when it went to hit, if it's surrounded by fluid, it should apply all forces and pressures everywhere around equally, and that make the egg survive, or at least enough evenly distributed so that you can't find any one weak spot and break it. So how I did this is I bought the materials at I don't know, Home Depot or something up in Toledo. And in a 5-gallon bucket of water, dunk this underwater, and you put the egg in there. Now here's where it would go wrong. If you put the egg in there and you rotated that, and you started cranking that down with a wrench, pipe wrench, once that's sealed, and you're driving that down in there, you're going to make that volume smaller, and it will smash the egg into that airspace, because that's the only thing that can contract in there is that airspace in that egg. So it would smash in the more rounded end of the egg. The more pointed end isn't where the air is, it's on the more rounded end. So to keep that from happening, learned in the fertilizer business, if the steel tank's leaking, you just drive a screw in it. I drilled a hole in this. So if I take this screw out, I drilled a hole all the way through. So as I'm underwater, cranking that in, water is oozing out that hole. And then once that's all the way down, cranked down in with the wrench, then you twist a screw into that hole to seal the hole up. Now, secondly, I also wanted that egg in the center. So what I've never told the students is I actually floated that egg in glycerol in a latex container in the water, so that the egg is floating in the glycerol and the glycerol is sinking in the water. So no matter which way that accelerates, that egg is going to have a tendency to stay in the center of this, rather than get up against a side where it could unevenly apply pressure. So that's how you can give this a whirl. See if Pascal's principle works.